Hey, Jamie.
Hey.
Let me adjust this bad boy.
Just away.
All right. It's sort of a little bit better.
So you were
It's me. It's me, Mario.
Audio and me.
All right. This better. Okay.
Such a great game.
So, we have a bunch of videos that we're going to post, and before we even post them, I want to remind everyone that when I speak on YouTube, a lot of what I talk about is using my subconscious in order to avoid the self-criticism that is constantly at the forefront of every person's mind when they're being filmed. Unless they're professional. It's almost impossible for a human being to be filmed without thinking every second, hey, I'm on camera. What I say is, and that really avoids humans from being honest.
Right.
And
there's like a imaginary filter.
A lot of people are offended by the content that I post. But I want to explain to everyone that it's physically impossible for me to be honest, both with myself and the audience, without offending the people that have hurt me and my family.
Right.
I live in a town where bullying is a norm. It is called Livingston, New Jersey. The reason why I am so lighthearted about it is because I've been bullied my entire life, and I've figured out a way to deal with it because I've been bullied for all the right reasons. I'm a winner. I look like two people from The Hangover. I used to look like Bradley Cooper. Now I look like Zach Galifianakis. And I make movies in real life. I posted one video where I show where I talk about 45 things that I've done that even if the people that are
more, but yeah,
people going against me did one of them in life, they would realize that they are significant. The people that go against me and bully me are simply not people that have contributed to our society in any positive light whatsoever.
Right.
So it's important for them to continuously put myself and put you down in order to...
It makes them feel better.
It makes them feel better.
It just makes them feel cozy inside.
Yeah.
To make...
Well, do you ever, the people that watch the
sucks.
Real Housewives and all the drama shows?
Yeah, I mean, I used to do it. I used to watch that shit.
Because it makes people feel better about their lives when they see what kind of a train wreck rich people have to do, like what they have to do in order to maintain their lifestyles.
Right.
And people who avoid the pitfalls of a social agenda publicly find themselves gloriously happy watching people who have strived to be alpha primes in their community, such as the Real Housewives or whatever geographical location you want to put, and watching the conflicts that they have, especially towards each other, I mean, how many times have you seen one of the Real Housewives get arrested for whatever fraud or perpetrating? Almost every single.
Like after the Teresa.
No, there's the girl in Colorado.
No, I know. I feel like she really
set the standard.
was the first domino that fell.
Because the reality is that these human beings are selected already knowing this. The producers of the show are fully aware that there's a massive criminal conspiracy that led to their success.
It's true. I mean, if you think about the people that hired them originally, they were like, oh, these people are going to make good TV. On like a lot of these like dating shows, they like shower them with liquor because they know that they're going to make bad decisions and it's going to make for good TV.
So that's interesting that you say that, because the way I see myself is, and when I say myself, I see you, I see my family as part of it. I see ourselves as human beings that are verbal and vocal about the bullying that we are receiving. Now, a lot of people feel that I am the bully by this YouTube channel.
Correct.
And that is the most wrong way to think, because essentially what happens is that the people that believe this support hurting people in the background.
It was a reaction to something that happened, because when you first started filming, there wasn't a lot of conflicts. I mean, there was the major conflict with your family and the business and things of that nature.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I actually filmed it.
And you were just being honest, and you were saying, hey, this happened and this is my life.
Well, a great example is my mother. My mother stole $6 million in assets and cash from the business that was supposed to be mine when she retired. I worked for over a decade, maybe 2 decades, on a business that she promised me would be mine eventually. Rather than that actually happening, my mother went in with my other relatives and other staff members and defrauded the entire business. Law enforcement did nothing about it. My team on a federal level dug so deep that the sheriff killed himself. That's how bad the corruption in Passaic County is, that it took for the leader to kill himself in order for people to say, wait a second, we can't go any further. The things that we're going to expose can lead to some horrible things. Now, suicide is a very sad thing, but I want to remind everyone that it is my job to speak about subjects that nobody wants to talk about. And because nobody wants to talk about it, the ramifications of my actions and my words led to a complete demise of my civil rights.
Right.
I have no civil rights. I do not have the ability for anything in the U.S. Constitution to reflect who I am as a citizen. Whereas in the digital world, I'm the only human being that is outside of the algorithm who's able to say whatever he wants as long as it's the truth. You know that whole being canceled thing? I can't be canceled. I can't. I am a federal agent whose job it is to make videos in order to disseminate the reality of every single day's timestamp. And I know that I said I was going to make more content, but when I find myself with issues that are so easy to resolve, that are so close to me, I find a mental block really prevents me from filming. Do you understand what I'm saying? For example, you went through a lot of hardships in your marriage. You have 3 children that, just like I said, that people cannot talk without thinking about it. Whenever I talk about you and your personal life, the first thing that comes to mind is, how will this affect the children's lives?
Right.
And I have to be able to make a decision whether or not the content that I'm about to say will make people's lives better or make their lives worse. And it's very, very, in my opinion, it's very brave to film content that you know will hurt a few people, but will be very good for the masses. For example, I made a bunch of videos where I had asked your ex-husband to not drink and drive. Now, many people would see this as some form of bullying, but have you seen your ex-husband ever drink and drive? Oh, you're not allowed to talk about it. See, when we talk about what happened, Jamie has a divorce clause in her divorce where she's not allowed to say anything about her ex-husband. Now, why would someone include something like that unless the content was true? Because if it's not true, a human being should be able to spew whatever nonsense they want. But when you talk about the truth and when you discuss it, and I appreciate you understanding where I was going with this, where even your facial expressions need to be curtailed because I'm allowed to say whatever I want. I am not a part of some sort of a gag clause that was created. And a gag order is something that a judge puts in order to enact a semblance of balance, where a human being is going outside of lines and ruining a trial or perhaps even defaming another person. You had a gag order put into your divorce that you're not allowed to talk about your ex-husband on YouTube, and a lot of that has to do with old videos. So it's very important for everyone to understand that the videos that will be posted are old videos. They're not videos that are current, and they're definitely not videos that supersede the divorce order. So
Correct.
You were allowed to do whatever you wanted in the past, and it's my YouTube channel, and I can post whatever I want. You understand?
Yep.
So when we talk about defamation, one needs to look in the mirror of, hey, Dan, what is it that caused so many people to hate you? And it's very simple. They are afraid of the truth. The truth is so strong, it's so powerful, it's so silencing that they will do absolutely anything, everything humanly possible to avoid the reality of the world around them knowing the truth. For example, I am Dan Reeses. I am not an alcoholic. There's nothing wrong with being an alcoholic. It's a disease.
Yeah.
It's the only disease that people have so much shame for that they're not able to ever recognize it until the damage is so far that it's not fixable. And if you have any friends that are alcoholics, I hope you find the balls to stand up and help them, not to shame them, not to use it as a platform to make yourself better because you don't find yourself with the same disease, but to really help them. And I'm proud of my friendship with Jared, and I'm really glad that I was able to help him out, because had I not filmed the content, he would still be drinking and driving. Because it doesn't matter how the road to success was paved, as long as you are at a place where someone is able to go as far as creating a gag order in the divorce, it shows me that what I did worked. I'm very proud of your words. I'm very proud of everything you've done. And I only have one person that I have to answer to. And I believe that I've found a common language between that person. Do you have anything to add in the last 10